We're changing people's lives.
I understand people being concerned about the gas prices, but what you really need to be concerned about is what your food pricing is about to jump to, okay? Calves and babies are just now being born. Keep that in mind. So the cost to raise them hasn't hit yet. This bale of hay last year was $4. Bag of grain last year was $6. This trunk full in here last year would have cost me $14. Today, $20 for a bale of hay, $18 for a bag of grain. I got 2 bales in here. It's $58 worth of food. Lasts just my goats and my horses 2 days. That's it. Wait until the prices catch up with your slaughter market when we start rendering animals in the fall. Prepare for $17 a pound chicken, $25 a pound bacon, $30, $40 a pound beef. It is coming. It's not a joke. Please be cautious. Please prepare.
You know, they talk about Biden wants to spend more on schools and all this. Guess what? He's going to create a deficit. Ladies and gentlemen, this year, by the end of the fiscal year, we will have cut the federal deficit by another $1.6 trillion in 1 year. 1 year. So when they come to you and talk about big spenders, let them know. Almost $2 trillion in deficit reduction. I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives. And because of the fact this year, we're delivering the biggest drop in deficit in the history of the United States of America.
We're changing people's lives.
When I think global warming, I think jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Good paying union jobs.
When I think global warming, I think jobs.
Jobs, jobs, jobs. Good paying union jobs.
Guys, whatever you do, don't get your dad something cool for Father's Day this year. Don't get him this bright-ass flashlight with cool flashing modes and that can be powered by the sun, that he'll never need batteries for, that can charge up his cell phone, and it's got this cool compass and this emergency siren. He doesn't need this. Go out and buy him socks or underwear, that cheap-ass cologne you always buy him. He doesn't need something cool like this that you can get for 25% off with my code in the description. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I hope you get something cheap this year.
We agree that we need to end gun violence in this country. We need to address why people want to smoke the same way that we need to address why somebody wants to pick up a gun.
People are dying as a result of your inaction, and we need Congress to act. We need to address how people get guns, but we also need to address the factors that play into why people feel the need to have guns in the first place. We've tried adding more quote-unquote good guys with guns, and we've seen how they failed in Texas, and we saw how they failed and had deadly consequences at my high school as well.
Our common enemy is gun violence. This summer, we change the status quo.
Is we need to do something.
Our city shows its support for Ukraine in 2 different ways. One, that will provide surplus safety equipment to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine who are fighting to maintain their sovereignty. And another that will consist of a citywide voluntary gun buyback program where the guns will be donated to Ukraine. And that was an initiative of Commissioner Ken Russell by pocket item yesterday in the City of Miami Commission meeting.
We've created a new program. If there are guns around your house that you do not want, the City of Miami will buy them back from you and send them to the Ukraine.
So we know that the number one source of crime guns, at least in the city of Miami, are weapons that have been stolen from citizens, right? And now are being used by criminals. Secondary mode is straw buyers. We're working with ATF on that, but this one, it's going to help us kind of keep guns away from the hands of folks that don't want them, that don't need them, that are not comfortable with them, or for personal reasons no longer wish to have it and wish to surrender them voluntarily. So we're looking forward to getting the entire city of Miami and the whole county as a whole involved and have them contribute and donate any weapons that are unwanted. Any weapons that you no longer feel you can take care of, we'll take them off your hands and we'll make sure it gets to the right hands in Ukraine and help the fight against communism.
What's important is bodily autonomy, the same right men have always had. We just want equal rights. The right to govern our own bodies, just like men have always had. It's that simple.
Do you support the right for people to not get the COVID vaccine?
It's irrelevant.
Right? My body, my choice.
You're right. It's not irrelevant.
Yeah, but one saves lives.
You're right. It's
One's
not
a
irrelevant.
choice.
One of them is going to be in a pandemic state, right? A state of emergency, which we all know laws change during a state of emergency.
Do you agree with the statement or the principle of my body, my choice?
Yes, absolutely. Bodily autonomy is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Access to healthcare should not be something that is dictated by the Supreme Court.
During the pandemic, did you support people's right to not get the COVID vaccine?
It's a difficult conversation.
Do you support bodily autonomy in other situations? For example, the COVID vaccine mandates.
The vaccine mandates, we've been mandated to get vaccines for years and years and years.
So you do support in that situation people not having control of their bodies?
That's not having not control of your bodies. Like, I don't understand.
Do you think it is important for people to have medical and health control of their own body?
Yeah, it's good for them. It's good for everybody.
You didn't support the mandates?
I do support the mandates, yeah.
Isn't that mandate that people have to get the vaccine so they don't have control over their own body?
Vaccinations are good for people.
But in that case, you don't have control, right? If there's a mandate?
No, they don't have to get it. They just
can't go anywhere or do anything, right?
They just can't have a job. You don't have a right to a job.
Everybody should have a right to do what they want with their bodies.
Do you support the people's right to choose not to get the COVID vaccine?
I'm not doing that.
It's sapping the strength of a lot of families. I grew up in a household not far from here, Claymont and Wilmington, where the price of a gallon of gasoline went up. It was a conversation at the dinner table. It mattered. It mattered to my working family. It mattered if the price of food went up. The problem is, Republicans in Congress are doing everything they can to stop my plans to bring down costs on ordinary families. That's why my plan is not finished and why the results aren't finished either. Jobs are back, but prices are still too high. I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives. It started with the American Rescue Plan. The law helped 41 million people put food on their table. Remember, they were in trouble putting food on their table. And Stacey Abrams is here as well. By the way, I'm going to ask you all a favor. Help her in Georgia. Help Stacey Abrams in Georgia. There's three things I learned about her early on. One, she's loyal. Two, she's capable. And three, she's smarter than you, me.
Injustice, and again, the food security issue. He's been spelling that out the whole time. I want you to know that we in the Congress fully support and take pride in the President's agenda that he is advancing here in the Summit of the America.
The Unmasking. Oh, get out of the way, bro.
Nice try, man. Oh, and I zoomed in. Yeah, that's a Proud Boy sticker.
While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flix, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up.
Man, this stuff's so good, people are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love.
Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.